Healing emotional wounds can be painful, but it's not the end of your story. It's actually the beginning of your rise. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 steps I use to overcome regret, shame, and disappointment. This is the Phoenix Redemption Experience. Let's rise. Back with another video to help you rise from the ashes of your emotional pain. My name is Marcello, ex-cop, now Phoenix Redemption Coach. Let's jump right into it. Step 1, accepting the past. When I was forced to resign and had to move forward with my life, the very first thing that I had to do was accept the past. Not as I wish it were, not as it could have been, not as it should have been. I had to sit down and take an analysis of the actual facts of what occurred outside of how I felt about those facts first and accept them as the actual truth. So, how do you start accepting the past? One of the most powerful things you can do to begin accepting the past is write it out. And you write it out as factually as you possibly can. You stay away from the, oh, I wish it should have been like this, or it could have been like that, or it would have been this other way. No, you want to cut through all of your ideologies about what the truth should be and dive headfirst into what the truth actually is. Write what happened, who hurt you, and was it your mistake or someone else's mistake? Get brutally honest with yourself. You cannot heal from the truth and the emotional pain unless you're honest with yourself. And as soon as you're able to finish writing that out and reading it and allowing those emotions to come forward, and if you need to cry, it's okay. If you need to laugh, it's okay. If you need to scream into your pillow, that's okay too. But the idea behind accepting the truth as it is so that we can get out of the mindset of telling ourselves what it should be and diving into what it actually is. And once we've accepted what it actually is, we can then move on to healing and forgiveness. Now, forgiveness is no easy task to traverse. I used to think forgiveness made me weak, like I was letting someone off the hook. But I've come to learn that forgiveness isn't about letting someone else off the hook or letting myself off the hook. It's about not dragging yesterday's pain and yesterday's struggles into today. So the question becomes, what processes, what strategies can I institute to begin healing and begin forgiving? Write a letter. Write a forgiveness letter to whoever it is that you need to forgive so that that weight can be lifted from your wings and you can begin to rise. You can start the letter by saying, I forgive you, not because I'm letting you off the hook, but because I'm releasing the weight of yesterday. And if the person that you need to forgive is yourself, then write that letter to your old self. Your old self needs your forgiveness. It needs your empathy. It needs your understanding. It needs to be released from the cage and the weight that's holding it down, especially if the forgiveness letter is for yourself. That's the process that I went through. Once you're done writing the letter, read it, allow the emotions to come. If you need to laugh, laugh. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to scream in that pillow again, go scream in that pillow again. But we have to allow forgiveness and the emotions that come with forgiveness to occur in order for us to heal emotionally and allow our phoenix wings to spread, get stronger, and fly. And now that we've accepted the past as it truly is, and we've worked through healing and forgiveness, we can now move on to step 3, ownership of our new identity. Who is it that we are as we now move forward? Because we're not our old self. Our old self only exists within us as a memory to help us understand how far it is that we've come. But we have to establish who this new version of us is. How does that person walk? How does that person talk? What are that person's principles? What is that person's code for life? How does that person show up with friends and family? How does that person show up for him or herself on a day in, day out basis? That's the beauty of going into the dark. It allows you to begin to see your own light. So bust out the old notepad again or the old iPhone pad and begin writing. This is who I am moving forward. This is how I handle setbacks. This is how I handle emotions when they're not that great. Write out who it is that you are going to be and begin holding your new self to the higher standard. Why? Because you are the phoenix. Say it with me. I am the phoenix. I rise from the ashes. Your new identity does not erase the past, it includes it. However, your phoenix self is now the version that's leading. So now that you've established your new identity, more powerful, more wiser, and more courageous, you can move on to step 4. You are now ready to navigating setbacks. Because setbacks will come. Just because you have risen from the ashes does not mean life just gets super easy. So we have to have processes in place to navigate the setbacks that we know are going to come. The first aspect of navigating setbacks is to expect them to show up. You're still going to have emotions, you're still going to have negative thoughts, and circumstances will not always be in your favor. You will experience setbacks. However, if you expect them and you can anticipate that they're going to happen, then you can be prepared when they show up. What do you do when they show up? The first thing you do is you take a deep breath. And taking that deep breath is going to allow you to regulate your nervous system, calm your mind, cease the excessive thinking and panic. And it's going to allow you to recognize that the setback is occurring and recognize the emotions that you're having that are attached to that particular setback. Maybe fear, maybe anger, maybe irritation, maybe sadness, maybe frustration. One of the main principles that you can institute into your daily life in order to improve your emotional intelligence is being able to recognize setbacks and recognize the emotions attached to those setbacks. Once you're able to recognize them, you can inquire about the setback. Is this really a setback, or is this just my perception that it's a setback? If it's not a setback, then you don't have a problem. If it is a setback, you want to stay with it. You do not want to run from it. Stay with it. Follow your deep breathing techniques, acknowledge the emotions, and allow the answers to come to you. And once the answer comes to you, then you execute. What does executing look like? It may be not responding out of anger. It may be walking away. It may be giving yourself a hug. It may be giving someone else a hug. It may be getting in contact with your Phoenix circle. Your Phoenix circle is the group of people, family members, and close friends that you know you can lean on when you need someone to lean on, someone to be a listening ear, someone who gives good advice. Could be your father, could be your mother, could be your coach, could be your therapist, could be your best friend, but you want to have these people in your life that can help you when you experience setbacks. So you institute these strategies when life setbacks occur so that you can continue your rise and move on to step 5, which is fully integrating your new self into your daily life. When I was forced to resign from the police department, I left their code behind. That's a code that I used to live by. So I created my own Phoenix code, a set of principles that I live by every moment of every day. Courage, love, acceptance, identity as the Phoenix, mindfulness, selflessness, trust, and forgiveness. Come up with 4 to 6, 7, 8 words, powerful words that you can institute into your daily life and turn them into statements. I am courageous in times of fear. I love myself and I love others. I'm mindful of my thoughts. I'm mindful of my heart. I'm mindful of my spirit. And I'm mindful of my actions. Implement those strategies, those Phoenix code words, keywords into your daily life, and it'll make the process of getting through the emotional pain, of healing from emotional pain, that much easier. They say that time heals all wounds. I believe that. But there are also strategies that we can implement into our lives to lessen the amount of time that we have to suffer. Listen, you did not just survive what you went through, you grew from it. You're leading a new life. And now it's time for you to actually rise from the ashes and become the best possible version of yourself, the version of yourself that you know that God wants you to be. If you want to work with me deeper, go to iamchellsx.com, download my free ebook, or you could join us live on July 13th in Brandywine, Maryland for the Phoenix Redemption Experience Live. Remember, the Phoenix always, always rises.